wish all the educators and parents to stay. May your best say a few words before we start. Dr. Please welcome our participants and our teachers.
Yeah, thank you, Vasanthi ma'am. It's my great pleasure to welcoming you all for this FDP session on ICT tools on Hardworking Teacher. And thank you, Doreen Robin ma'am, for presenting us and staying with us on the a very great day, Teachers Day, and enlightening the teachers with the knowledge transfer. Thank you for accepting our invitation, and thank you so much. Vasanthi ma'am, please continue, ma'am. I've been meeting sorry for that.
Thank you, Dr. Doreen. I'd like to all the participants, request all the participants, please mute yourselves as we have the program going in. So kindly mute yourselves. Can you kindly mute yourself? Yes, ma'am. Request you all to kindly mute yourselves. I welcome our guest of honor today and our speaker, Dr. Doreen Robin. Welcome, ma'am, to the program. And I'd like to introduce Dr. Doreen Robin and present Dr. Doreen Robin is the Director of Computational Intelligence.
Dear participant, a kind request, kindly mute your mics, please.
I'd like to present Dr. Doreen Robin, our guest speaker today, and welcome Dr. Doreen for today's program. Dr. Doreen Robin is the Director of Computational Intelligence Research Foundation. She received her BTech information technology and Master of Children, mainly in computer science and engineering from Chennai University, Chennai, and PhD in computer science and engineering from University. Her research interests include rapid and distributed computing, peer-to-peer computing, word computing, cloud computing, and big data analysis. Previous positions she has published about 30 papers in international journals and publications. She's a life member of IST. She's a regular I now developed upskilling program in the month of January and February 2023. She's a board member, when my parents studies design and skills and Dr. Education and Research Institute, my university and investments. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Recording in progress.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you so much. Happy Teachers' Day to all the eminent teachers that have joined today's session. All right, and we are going to have a time wherein we are going to learn about different tools. And I know you're all teachers. You all expect the session to be interactive session. And I also, how many of you like to have the session an active session or a passive session? If active session, can you post onto the chat A? If you want to have a passive session, can you post onto the chat P? P for Punjab, A for Andhra Pradesh. Yes, thank you, Padma ma'am, Vasanti ma'am. We have got 40 plus participants. Yes, yes, please. Teachers, you all expect the session to be interactive. All right. All right, a few of you are responded. Thank you so much. So, how are you doing today? Can you give me your reply in one word? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Good. Thank you, Dr. Loganathan sir. How are you all doing today? You're doing good. Excellent. Thank you, Padma ma'am. Then, excellent. Fine. Thank you, Vasanti ma'am. Yes, please. Thank you, Dr. Kandasamy sir, Rayaz Ahmad sir, and it's so good and great to hear that you're all doing good. That itself is the greatest grace of God. Great, looking forward to the great knowledge transfer. Thank you, Gomati ma'am. All right, so let me start your session by sharing my screen with you. All right. If you're able to see my screen, can you click on raise hands or something? Yeah, participants, can you see my application? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mullai Kodi ma'am. All right, I would like to thank a very special thankful note to the faculties, the organizers of this event of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, Dean to the University, Academic Staff College for organizing this faculty development series, right? A very special thanks to Dr. Gomati ma'am for this invite. We are going to see the use of ICT tools and techniques for online teaching, right? For online teaching. All right. And you all know if I would have asked you before 2019, most of you would have not used it, but rather now, most of you are into the online, right? You're into the online tools, and you all know certain tools that I'll be asking you as we move on to the sessions, right? As we move on to the sessions. So, whatever you know, we are not going to focus on, but what is not known, that is where we focus more on to it, right? So, those who are, for whom it is possible, kindly keep your cameras on, all right, and mute your mic. If there is a question, you can unmute your mic. All right. All right. Thank you so much. So as we move on with the session, as introduced, I am Dr. Doreen Robin. Right, I'm a data scientist basically, and I've been training especially. You all know, you all learned about Google Classroom sometime in the year, right? It's after pandemic. We at CIRF, we started evangelizing about Google Classroom from the year 2017, right? From the year 2017. That time there was not much of welcome, all right, from the teaching fraternity, and but eventually, as the pandemic, we have trained more than 8,000 plus faculties around the world how to use online tools for teaching purpose and for effective teaching, right? And today is a Teacher's Day. I wish you all once again a happy Teacher's Day. I want you all to give me in one word that defines you. If you are a smart teacher, just have smart. You're a dedicated teacher, just put onto the chat as dedicated. All right. Yes, please. What is that one word that can define your teaching? Because we are the best judge for ourselves, right? A dynamic teacher. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lognathan sir. Others, quick. We have 43 people here. All right. Inspiring teacher. Thank you. Thank you, Padma ma'am. What about others? Quick, please. I've got only from motivational. Thank you. Thank you so much for motivational. Next, please. Let's be quick. Let's be quick. Back to session. And I also, how many of you like to have best educator? Thank you, Vasanti ma'am. What about others? Because it's online, otherwise I can see Padma ma'am, I can see Valarmadi ma'am. All right, others, those are possible, kindly switch on your cameras. So that has a very good live interaction, right? Interaction is something that's much essential. That's much essential. All right. So you all said, as we move on to that, shall we play a game? Right? Shall we play a game? Yes. Type yes on the chat. Yes. So the rule of this game is you need to read the color of the word but not the word, right? You need to read the color of the word. If the first word is blue, you should not read it as blue. Rather, you should read it as rather you should read it as red, right? Rather you should read it as red, right? So from the first to the last, and also from last to the first, from first to the last and last to first, 30 seconds will be given. You need to read the color of the word but not the word. Is it fine? All right. Can you give me an answer? Do you understand the rule of the game? You need to read the color of the word but not the word. It should be red, blue, yellow, green, black, red, and so much. Yes? Able to get it? Yes or no? Yeah. This is just a sample one. Okay, the real question paper comes in the next slide. Okay, the real question paper comes in the next slide. It's just a revision. All right, can we move on? I wish everybody to switch on your cameras as far as possible. All right, so 30 seconds will be given. This is the real play that you're going to have. Shall we begin? Let me begin. Read the color of the word but not the word. I hope everybody are playing now. All right, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay. How many of you completed reading it? I want you to just read. I don't want to give you an answer. Just want to read on your mind the color but not the word. What's your experience? Can you share your experience, please? One or two? Can unmute your mics and share your experience. Whether you're able to complete also is fine. If you're not able to complete also is fine. Yes, please. Can one of you share your experience? Waiting for your answers. Yes, but
I was asking one thing which looked like brown, but brown was not any word in the whole thing. So, that slowed down my pace. And earlier when it was the small thing, I felt I was able to do it. Because now it was the full screen. Probably I was taking more time for each of the things because of which I did.
okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Padma ma'am. A big round of applause to you. Right? We all know the word. We all know the color. But mapping the wrong color onto the different word it needed much of your concentration, right? In the middle, it's some so much it would have happened. We intend to read the color, then we say in the mind, no, 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 we should not read the word, we should read the color, right? And sometimes it looks like confusing whether it is maroon or brown. And so, some even when you come into the teaching field on online tools, one bigger question, as I train like 8,000 people, they say, how will I be able to see in the classroom? It is easy for me to know whether the students are understanding the concepts or not. But rather, when I take an online session, how would it be possible? Right? That's. Do you have a question? I think most of your online teachers here. Do you have the question? How will I make to understand the students? They understand the concept or not? So those are the ways that we are going to see in today's session. Like only Padma ma'am, I can see others. Can you please switch on your cameras, please? This is one thing very important when you take an online class. Ensure all the students are switching on their cameras, right? And yeah, it takes time, but on to the first class, when you give them the correct instruction, it makes them to switch on the, because I've been handling different sessions. So one thing, the prior thing that I tell them, your camera should be mandatory on, right? So here your creative thinking. So when you play this game, what it is, who is it for, who are we communicating, how it is going to work, how am I going to access, what do you need, why, how, and what. So I gave you the clear instruction. Rather, you should not read the color of, you should not read the word, but rather you need to read the color of the word. All right. When you take an online class, make them inspiring. Each slide, right? Each slide. What is that? I always love to start my session with different games, right? With different games. Gaming is something that attracts when you take, because even now I don't know how many of you joined the session, switched on to the session, but you've cut your cameras and doing your own work. It happens. It happens. Not only yours, it happens in many sessions. That's what, when you make the class interesting and interactive, it makes this you. It is where you grab the attention of the students, right? Why, how, and what, right? With the right attitude, most situations are winnable, even the one that at first may seem impossible. Like when I started evangelizing about the Google Classroom in 2017, faculty said, right, there was a meeting of people from faculties throughout Asia. They all said, these tool all looks good, but it will not work out. Only talk and physical classroom only will work out. The same staff who said these things in 2017 came back to me in 2019 and said, please teach me Google Classroom again. Able to get it? So always expect the unexpected. Some most of us, because the people who I trained, right, they don't know how to even log into their email. All right, they don't know how to log into their email too, but still patiently handling with them, teaching them, and everybody, they become brilliant teachers, right? They become brilliant teachers how to, because teaching is something very, very important. Nothing is impossible, right? But when you have a fervent dedication and passion and even this faculty development program is mainly given for you to upgrade your skill. Maybe some of the tools that I'm going to share you may already know and prior, or for some, it may be new to you. All right. So, what a teacher is more important than what he teaches, right? What a teacher is more important than what you teach, right? You're all teachers now, right? And in your lifetime, I know mandatorily you would have seen so many teachers in your life. I'm going to give you an opportunity for two faculties here who can unmute your mics and share who was your best teacher in your life and for what. Just 1 minute. Who was your best teacher? The teacher's name and which grade or which level that she was a teacher with you. What is one unique thing that you liked about the teacher? And she is your best. When I say share your best teacher, I know in every one of your mind You will get only one teacher. Best is only one. You will not have a set of teachers to be best, right? Can one or two people can unmute your mics and quickly share who was your best teacher, their name, which grade, and one unique factor about them. Let's be quick, please. Yeah, anybody? Okay, let's start with Madhma ma'am. Others click raise hands. All right, and then we'll be able to call you.
It was Mr. Karthik, my English teacher, in my 10th grade. He was the same teacher. I learned something very unique about him. He always went much beyond lessons. And there are fancy things that he told us. He has in 8th and 9th grade, from Gitanjali, Khalil Gibran, and all those things, which really inspired and like created our interest in learning more. I was passionate about English literature listening to this.
Okay. Oh, can you repeat his name, please?
Karthik,
Karthik.
Karthik,
Karnik, sir. Karnik. Okay. So,
Gabriel Galera,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, great applause to Karnik, sir. I don't know what was the age of Padma, ma'am. She still remembers her schooling teacher was impacted in the teaching with more real life example, more outside the syllabus or it's outside the box, right?
Maybe it to know that I'm 67 years old.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, ma'am. What a dedication, right? See, a teacher can inspire something more grateful. It's not the subject what you teach, it's more important how a teacher is. Okay? So thank you so much, Padma ma'am. I want one of you to answer, please. Can you unmute, click raise hand so that I'll be able to see you? Quick, please. Otherwise, I have to understand out of 48, one is myself, one is Padma ma'am, and others are you aren't listening. One more, please. Yes, Vasanti ma'am.
Yeah, I was a child since Ciara. To create my geography and my English classes very interesting. She was the person who simply gave classes on anecdote story. And I remember her so well. I do not remember they are alive still, but they will be impressions on human value as well as made our class most interesting and especially our afternoon classes. And still now I also try to follow them. I do their small stories, small anecdotes in all the classes, and that's how I remember them. And really like to wish them and use their gratitude to become a teacher over there. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Vasanti ma'am. See, the teacher that makes interactive, interesting, even the afternoon classes, right? So, what a teacher is, your behavior, the words that you speak, that makes a greater impact onto the teacher more than what he teaches. Once I was asking to a session like that, like then one ma'am asked, like Padma ma'am, she was 65 years old, and she said, I became a teacher because of my grade 2 teacher, she said. I asked why. Because when she was in grade 2, she studied in a very small school, and there was a teacher, and their family was very poor. She never had breakfast, lunch, like one meal, one square meal a day. This particular teacher every day brings for her the breakfast and lunch. And that inspired us so much. And she said, after she grew up and she wanted to become a teacher, she became a teacher, and she said, every day I feed students who come from a marginalized background. See, what a teacher is more important than what every action of yours has got a greater impact, right? When you come into the online tools that we are going to use, there are so many brilliant tools available. But how, why, and where is very, very important. So learning facilitated by technology, right? We say all about technology, technology, technology. Yeah, technology, I can tell you, it is growing at the speed of light, right? It is even growing at the speed of light, right? The effective way of delivering the sessions to the students, right? Or everywhere you get, right? When I think when Padma ma'am studied at Grayton, whether she had YouTube, I don't know, maybe no. Yes, she ma'am would have not had a YouTube, right? Only the source for them would have been only the library and the textbooks, right? Even when I did my engineering 2023 years before, all right, and when we want to do a programming, we need to go to library, write down the programs, and we never had laptops at home or systems at home. We need to do using our college labs. Their time, I feel the study was even more effective, right? Here, when you come into e-learning, the content is anytime, everywhere. But students can interact, but those who are using, they are using well, right? And once you make a study material, you can access it so many number of times, right? Innovative teaching learning procedures you can have in online classes. Yeah, I'm sharing one slide. Everybody are able to see the slides now. In class, there is only one projector, and everybody should see to the projector. Improves productivity in class. Formative assessments, all right, face-to-face interaction when you keep your cameras on. I've seen only three people. I've seen Padma ma'am, Vasanti ma'am, and Dr. Milton, and others I've never seen. Right? So if you could keep your cameras on, it registers in our mind, right? I could see. I have seen three people, and I think like Uma Mageshwari ma'am, the camera is still switching. If you could keep it in one place, it will be easy to view your face, right? To view your face, right? And here, when you see to it, right, the different teaching aids through videos, right, that makes it even more interactive, right? So here, when you see the technology in the hands of great teachers or transformational, but technology cannot replace teachers. The technology cannot replace teachers. So we are going to see what are the different tools that you can use it, right? How many of you have used Google Classroom? How many of you have type Y if it is yes? How many of you see? I'm going to ask you two questions. How many of you have used Google Classroom? Yeah, I can see Kasturi, ma'am. So going on and off. Keep your cameras on. Okay, how many of you are using like Vasanthi ma'am says yes? Others, Loganathan sir says yes. Yes. All right. So you all know about Google Classrooms, right? How many of you are still using Google Classrooms? How many of you? First question, how many of you used Google Classroom? My second question is, how many of you are still using Google Classroom? Yes means Y, no means N. No. Okay, thank you, Loganathan sir. Others? Admin, yes. Thank you. Others? Yes. Yes. Only two answers. No. Yes. Yes, no. Okay, it's very, very important to use those tools. Like we are into the Zoom now, right? There was also Zoho slides, right? And Google Meet. I know you all have used Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and Google Slides, right? So many tools are there. How are we going to use these tools? That's very, very important. E-learning just doesn't just happen. It requires proper planning and implementation. For what I'm going to, how am I going to use? Where should I use? Is it needed? Is this activity needed? Well, this activity will aid the teaching or the learning ability of the students, right? That's very important. So many tools are there when you want to have a personal e-learning. At the end of the session today, we are going to play a live quiz. So that time you will find how effective the tools are. All the questions will be from the session. So listen to the talk very, very carefully. All right. So personal learning. All right. Edmodo. Anybody else used Edmodo? Yes or no? No, I'll say see about it. Khan Academy, I think most of you are using. Do you use Khan Academy for any of your resource? Yes or no? Khan Academy, all right. And then no. See, Khan Academy is something you've got so much of resources over there, right? And you can use it for teaching, for evaluating, right? For they. Okay, I hope you're able to see my screen. Yes, Khan Academy for learners, for schools, and also for teachers, right? NCRT books and for science, right? And what are the courses you can see here, all right? And it's very, very effective. Say, for example, if I'm going to go to maths of science, then which unit, right? Finding place values, right? You can also share it directly to your Google Classroom. Can you see here? Can you see here? If I'm going to create a Google Classroom, I can share it to you, right? So here, so many questions, and it's a very wonderful. And also, each of those has got the entire video transcripts, right, about it, and you can join it. And also, the best part, it has its evaluation, right? It has its own evaluation part of it, right? How it is, right? The place values, how it works, and also if the answer is going to be wrong. And you can log in as a teacher. You can log in, and then you can log in using having your own account. And then they are also providing resources for teachers, right? The best part of it, if you are going to teach and if the tool is really good, you can directly share it onto the Google Classroom, right? I know everybody, Google Classroom, right? Is there anyone who was not known to Google Classroom? All right, all right. So let's move on to the slide. Maybe probably in the middle of the session, we'll start to have a Google Classroom and I put everybody in, right? E-learning is a resource, classroom training is needed, right? If not, it's both combination is your blended learning, right? It's your blended learning, the e-learning, the classroom learning, and the blended learning, right? Technology does not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. Because of technology, teachers can some teachers, when they ask me the questions, right, during the pandemic they were asking me, right, they were asking, why ma'am, what happened, all right, what happened now if we don't know even emails, right, we don't know even how to use email, then what is going to happen to us, right? What is going to happen to us, right? That's what they were asking. We don't know, but still, technology cannot replace great teachers. But technology in the hands of great teachers like you can become transformational. Right? How many of you used Google Jamboard? How many of you used Google Jamboard? Yes or no? I don't know if the response from your side is very slow. Yes? No, okay. Let me show you how it works, right? It's like a whiteboard that you can collaboratively use it to visualize for sharing, brainstorming, and you can jam it anywhere, right? I will share the demo with you. All right, I hope you are able to see in my screen, right? My Gmail screen. Able to see my Gmail screen? So can you see onto the top 3x3 dots? Yes? Yes or no? Okay, yeah. So click that on, and when you come down, can you see something called Jambo? Jamboard. I'm going to click that on. All right, I went to my Gmail. I know everybody have got Gmail. I'm clicking on the 3x3 dots on top right, and I'm selecting Jamboard. So I get a Jamboard like this. All right. So here, can you see a plus onto the bottom? I'm going to click New Jam. I get a new Jamboard. All right. Listen, and I'm going to make you all work onto that. Right. I'm going to make everybody to work onto that. I have a pen. I can write in the pen, like if it is going to be e-learning tools. All right, whatever it is. And not only this, listen, I give you time. I can, if I want to highlight, all right, if I want to use a brush, can you see the difference? Or if when you teach, if you want to circle around, this is an highlighter, this is a paint, this is a marker, and this is a small pen. All right, the thickness, it changes. If I want to rub, I have an eraser. I can rub. As how you rub on your board. As how you rub on your board. Right? I can use this to highlight while teaching. I want to have a sticky note. I can click a sticky note, like Jamboard. So click here, and also I can keep changing the color. Demo of Jamboard, something I'm trying to give. If you don't want, you can delete. Like you can have like sticky boards, sticky notes. Click the third one. So first is the pen of different colors, marker, highlighter, and a brush. Right? You can use it for your teaching. If you don't want, you can rub it off. First listen, then I give you time to walk. First listen, and then if I want to have a sticky notes, I can click this for a sticky notes. If I want to introduce an image, right, I can just search
Unknown caller.
from a Google image. Say for example, Google Jamboard, because I'm teaching that to you. If I want to tell them how the logo works, okay, and also I can select multiple things, right? See how they've used only using sticky notes, and you can expand, right? And also you can change background colors, right? Can you see here? Set background. You can have a background like this or whatever it is, right? And also if you're going to, if you want to use it with numbers, you can have like this text. You want to have a blackboard and write using white. How you use a blackboard, right? Tools. That also you can change it. Right, if you want to have a lines, or if you want to have dots, or whatever it is. These are the different, or you want to have an image, right? Plain background. Say if I want to have this as my background for teaching, I can use that. Does it look good? Yes? So much and so more you'll be able to do. Or if I want to use a circle, I can make a circle. If I want to have a shape, I can have a shape. And input, output, whatever it is that you would like to have, you can have it. And you can fill it. This is the outer color, you can change. Filling color, you can change. How do you want to have it? For teaching the concepts, you can use it, right? And when you teach, if you want to use a highlighter, This is the highlight pen that you can use it, right? That you can use it. Also, you can use the text. Google Jamboard. Okay, Google Jamboard. And you can make it how do you want to have. If I want to make it big, I can make it big. Or what size you want, a bigger size. You can have like this. You want to erase this. It's easy for me to erase. And again, and also I can change the different colors. Okay, so you're able to get it. Now I'm going to share this with you. All right. So I want everybody. I put it onto the chat. Click that. And listen, you can insert new frames. Insert a new frame. Include your name. If you've got a picture, what is the department, what is your college, what is the subject that you handle. Make one frame. If one of them are using a frame, don't use. 1 and 2 I have used it. Right? Move from third frame. Each of you first open, type your name onto your left. So that others will not come. First click the toolbar and type your name. Right? If you want to make it small, you can make it small. Type your name. And whatever you want to teach a new thing, you can do a new thing that you want to teach. Include pictures, sticky notes, images, and some shapes that you want. You can use pen. I want everybody to try. I've seen only one person has come in, others haven't. 50 of us are here right now. Right, again I'm posting the link on the Zoom chat. Click it on and try it right now. I'll give you 5 minutes to try. I hope you're all doing. I can see only 3 of you have come. Write notes, good. I do not know your name, but I know how many people are interacting. Write your names. What about others? What about others? Click the link and go to a new frame and start working. Any doubts? Please do ask. This is a learning time for us. Do you have any doubts? Any doubts? Feel free to unmute your mics and ask. And also, you can put it onto the chat. Yes, please. Yeah, use the link that I put it onto the chat. Then automatically Jamboard will open. Is that clear, Vasanthi ma'am? What about others? We have so many participants, 50 participants with us. Try it out. I cannot see. I can see Padma Krishnan ma'am on fifth slide. Try using sticky notes, ma'am. Sticky notes onto the left. First time it may look your handwriting is not coming neat, and I can see Loganathan sir typing his name here. I don't know, somebody is high. Yeah, 6 of you have joined. Somebody is wishing us Happy Teachers Day. Alright. Try doing it. Because it may look different, but you could use it. Yes, others, any doubts? Retired faculty did biology from department, right, University of Madras. Thank you, ma'am. What about others? Where are others? See, when you share it to students, you can see onto the clicking, because when I put it in Google Classroom and I'm going to share, I will know their name for brainstorming ideas, right? For brainstorming ideas, you can use it. Yes? Any doubts till now? Yes or no? All right. I hope when you practice more, it will be even more perfect, right? Presently visiting faculty in Pune University. I think Padma ma'am is really doing a good job. What about others? Other name, only I saw Loganathan sir's name. Others I have not seen. Or you are trying, if you've got doubts also, please let me know. Please do let me know. I'm here to teach you tools. That's it. I always tell this, the way you come in will not be the way that you go out. You will learn something new. I think this is my 178th session of this year. So, so I keep giving talks, train people, and we have a research foundation. We work on research, development, education, and training. I was a teacher. I was a faculty in engineering colleges, professor and HOD for a decade. In 2017, I started my company, CIRF, that stands for Computational Intelligence Research Foundation, cirf.co.in. So, a teacher is somebody who always likes to teach, right? So for how many of you Jamboard looks interesting? If it is interesting, I can see six. The same six. I don't know what about the other sheets out of 49. All right. Able to get it? How do you find this tool? Is it interesting for you? All right. So you can use Jamboard for your online teaching. All right. A great teacher makes every subject interesting. That's what two faculties when they said. The teachers, both like Padma ma'am and Manika ma'am, they said, I like my teacher because my teacher made my subject interesting. Whatever is the subject, if you make it interesting, students will be at par with you. Now, students have got enormous resources. They could be even more advanced than you. What are the innovative methods that you can start? What are the methods that you used to start? You used to start your class. Quick, please. Unmute or put it onto the chat. Interesting. Thank you. What are the methods that you have used to introduce your or start your class? The first 3 minutes of your class is very, very important. Either it is online or offline or a blended, whatever it is, the first 3 minutes of your class is very important to grab the attention of the students. What are the innovative methods that you've used in teaching? Yes, please. Unmute and speak or put it onto the chat. Role play. Thank you. I don't know your name. It shows like admin. Thank you. Others. Storytelling. Yeah, sharing, starting with the stories of actually yesterday. I was inaugurating an engineering college site department association. You can follow us on LinkedIn, so you know whatever all the updates. Every day I put my updates onto my LinkedIn to follow with people what they do. There I started the inauguration talk with the story of speaking about out of box thinking, right? So at the end of it, the student said, "You made the concept so interesting. You've given just 5 minutes and you spoke, ma'am. Now we understood what is out of box thinking." All right. So the different methods, as Bansanti ma'am told, tell a story. Tell a story and start a sessions where it makes the students to interact, to make the subject very interesting. Ask a question. You remember what's the first question that I asked when I started the session? What's the first question I asked when I started the session today? Anybody remembers? I started with a question, right? Do you want the session? Yes, tell me, Padmanna.
About what type of teacher you are.
Yeah, I asked.
Find yourself.
Yeah, just one word. What type of teacher? Before which I asked whether you want to have an active session or a passive session. Like asking question, then as a faculty, you will know how many students are really interested. Now I can say from the start to now, I can say Padma ma'am is focused onto the session because her camera is on, because she followed what I said, and whenever the question is asked, she gets responses both in chat and also in unmuting, and also she was able to respond on the Jamboard, and also I can see Loganavan sir interacting and Vasanti ma'am interacting, only a few. And because suppose asking general question, thank you Sasi Kumar sir, like Professor Sasi Kumar sir, and so many of them, like so I will know the set of students. See, for me, it's a new session. I will go after 1.5 hours. But for you, you'll be having the students probably for 3 months, for a semester. So eventually, you will know how the students are interactive in the class. Be entertaining. Crack some good jokes for them, right? And that start by referring to current events, right? What was the last launch of it, all right? And like which you can ask them, right? Like which you can ask them. And then start by you giving them hope, right? Start your speech by giving them hope. The reason behind is that sometimes you tell, you know, the subject is very difficult. If you don't study, you will fail in the subject. If you speak like that, you are demotivating the students. You say it's interesting, you'll be able to do it. right? Refer to a recent conversation that you had about the session, right? About the subject. Compliment a student, a good student that you've done really, really well. Start with a positive statement. Start always your session with your positive statement. And then you can also start by playing games. Today you remember what game we played. What's the game we played? I'm getting response only from Padma ma'am. I want others to unmute and speak, please. Color game, yeah. Thank you, Lognathan sir. I couldn't see it, but I can see all your response, right? It was a color game. So use innovative methods, especially using online sessions, right, to make the class interesting, right? What are the different types of teachers? I asked you, right? Some of you gave me different answers. What is one word that defines you to be a teacher, right? So, like. I could see like Padma ma'am said, she says she's an excellent teacher, right? And I don't know.
No, I said inspiring teacher. How do you feel today?
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. How I feel today is excellent. Like Loganathan sir has given dynamic teacher. Yeah, Padma ma'am has given. She's an inspiring teacher. Sasikumar sir has given motivational teacher, and Vasanti ma'am has told best teacher, and Shaba Venkat Subbareddy sir said inspiring teacher. Milton sir said resourceful teacher. So many teachers. But basically, I'm going to tell you teachers are of three types. You have to tell which you belong to. The first one, hard working teacher. How many of you agree that you are a hard working teacher? Click raise hands. We have raise hands. Okay, Padma ma'am is saying hard working. What about others? Can you put onto the chat? Yes, Vasanthi ma'am says. Geeta ma'am says lovable and friendly teacher. Okay. Yeah, P. Geeta ma'am has raised her hands. How many of you could raise your hands? Click more. You can see raise hands. Okay. I can see. Yeah, Padma Krishnan ma'am has clicked raise hands. Others? Okay. You're all saying hard working teacher, right? Very good. Milton sir has said, S. Vasanthi ma'am said, Loganathan sir said. I'm going to tell you the second sector. Close your eyes. That teacher will come to your mind. He or she could be a co-working staff also. First sector, you all said you are hard-working teacher, devoted teacher. Second sector, you will know. You'll get the one name that comes to your face now. The second type is hardly working teacher. Is there teachers with you? Like hardly working. There's a big difference between hard working teacher and hardly working teacher. Right? So when we are in the teaching community, you know, this teacher hardly working teacher. I know some face would have come to your face. This is an hard. I'm not going to ask their name, right? But this is the second sector of people who are hardly working teacher. All right. And the most expected is the third one, smart working teacher. This is what is an expectation. Right? TV became smart TV, phone became smartphone, right? Fridge became smart fridge. Everything is becoming smart. And a teacher using the correct technology, because once if you're not strong onto the subject, even though you use technology, you cannot be effective. I think like Padma ma'am is very rich experience in teaching. She will know. These are some tools, right? When you cook a food, the vessel is needed. The quality of vessel is needed. But the way you cook the food, what the ingredients you put is more essential than the vessel. Like the vessel is only the technology. Right? Like the vessel in cooking is just that plays some role onto that. But that will not make the food effective. Because of that vessel you cook, it will not make it. You should know how to cook. You should know what is the ingredients, what is the procedure of the recipe, and if you're expertise in that recipe, then it really comes out well. Likewise, this technology is just a vessel when you cook, but as a teacher, you should be very strong on technology. So very strong on a subject, delivering of the subject, these are some tools that could aid you to make your online sessions effective. All right. So we have to move from a hard-working teacher. Don't move to a hardly working teacher. Rather move to be a smart working teacher. All right. Able to get it? Yes, no? All right. Thank you so much. Right? Are you hardworking or hardly working? All right. So students, they may forget. They may forget. Sorry, what you said, but they never will. They'll never forget how you make them feel. Right? How you make them feel. That's very important. How you make them feel. Right? So the being in the class, every word that you use, right? Every word that you use for them makes it more effective. A hard word, right? A hard word breaks the heart and mind of students, right? And you be a motivation, though they are not doing good. I said, right, the way you make them feel. Do you have any experience that a teacher who made you more comfortable in your class? Anyone? All right. How many of you can use Google Lens? How many of you have used Google Lenses? Google Lens, yeah. Like Padma ma'am has used Google Lens. What about others? Have you used Google Lens? Answers on chat. That's a powerful tool, right, for translation, right? For finding, for teaching, right? Also for it can translate smart text selection. Yeah, Sasikumar sir has said, right? Thank you so much, right? How AI is used and also for shopping, for Google homework and searching things around you. How many of you have not done with Google lenses, right? Like P. Geeta ma'am, right? I'm going to take this picture, right? I hope everybody you have your mobile, right? You have your mobile. You take your mobile, right? Search for Google Chrome. Search for Google Chrome. I hope everybody has Chrome. Google Chrome. It looks like this. Right? Google Chrome. Can you see a lens kind here? A lens kind here. Click that. It will ask the lens kind. Then it will come like this. And then I want you to scan the subject that I've given. A great teacher makes every subject interesting. Beneath you will have search. Next, can you see text? Can you see text here? Use text and then select it, and it will automatically select the word. And on to the next, you have translate. Select translate. I'm translating to Tamil. So it says, ஒரு பெரிய ஆசிரியர் ஒவ்வொரு பாடத்தையும் உருவாக்கிற சுவாரஸ்யமானது. So here onto the same space, it is changing to translation. If I'm going to search, I'm getting some pictures of the same type. I hope if you're able to see from my webcam. All right. I'll give you a few minutes for you to try. How many? I don't know. Some of you would have not used.
So ma'am, I have the lens app to that straight away.
Yeah, yes. That also you can use.
But I didn't understand it through Chrome. I didn't understand.
When you open Chrome, you will have a camera kind. I'll show to you. Okay, let's stop sharing. Can you see here a lens kind next to the mic? Click that on. Okay. If you have tried, yes, ma'am.
Yes, now we got it.
Okay. That's an easy way to go.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Try to translate, or what are the options that Google Lens gives? Shopping also you get.
And homework also.
You get homework also. Can you see?
Yes.
Search with your camera. If you scan a question, it will give you shopping, places. How many of you trying? Put it onto the chat as trying GL, which is Google Lens. You can also scan this logo, which will automatically take you to the college. You can also scan for shopping, to translate. I'm going to search my noodles with my camera. It will tell me where I can get it. Right? I'm just trying to search with my noodles, so I get images of the same, like menu cards, right? And also from this logo, you can search. It's Anna University. Want to buy this product? So same Google Lens. When I click it for shopping, see, I'm going to click shopping. I'm going to have this product. All right. So it itself will see. Can you see here in OLX? I don't know whether you're able to see. In OLX, how much is the product? How much in every product? Just like that, you can scan products and go on for shopping. You can teach these tools to the students for completing some works using. That makes them interesting. That makes them interesting to complete, right? So, like you also know about Big Google Classroom, there's another tool called Big Blue Button, right? Big Blue Button. Using that also, it is like this. I think, yeah. It's a virtual classroom software where you can have. Initially, it was little. It was. It was. Yeah, trying. Thank you. It was free, and it's very useful to log in. And we don't have very less time. We've got just 15 minutes more. Maybe I want you to share my YouTube, right? My YouTube. So you've got a lot of resources onto that, and lot of teaching tools on live, right? So you can subscribe to my channel and listen to those how Big Blue Button works. So here you can log in, and then you can get started. For teachers, they've got tutorials. This how the students, whatever they work, you can have your own classrooms, your breakout rooms, different layouts, right? Different layouts. You can have your polling inside your uh, big blue button, right? So that's one tool. And next is Google Classroom, that you can have your whiteboards as used in Jamboard, sharing notes to them, right? Public chat, private chat, polling, all those things. And also you can record sessions, right? You can record sessions.
How do you record sessions? Ma'am?
I don't know. Before pandemic, they had the recording. After pandemic, I'm not sure.
I didn't understand this big blue button.
Yeah, big blue button. You need to sign in, ma'am.
Okay.
You need to register first. All right.
Okay.
Like I'm registering now. Doreen Robin. Then I'm giving my mail ID, robin.doreen @gmail.com, and what password you want to give. Once that is done, once that is registered, okay, then I need to go to that particular email and approve it. You'll ask for verification, right? First, you need to sign it up as you sign it for other applications. Once you sign it in, I need to verify my email, right? So, for verifying, I would have received an email in this mail ID. Can you see here big blue button? And then once I verify it, I'll be able to log in. See, this is my room. This is how it looks. Right? I can start a room. This is the interface of big blue button. Right? So if I want to listen, the students can listen only. If they want to use a microphone, they can use a microphone. Right? All right. And if I want public chat, I can have a public chat. A shared notes. All right. If I want to keep my cameras on, if I want to share my screen, if I want to have my polling, right? And this is how, if I want to share people to join this classroom, then I will give the link now. I'll give it onto the chat. Some of you can try whether you're able to come in. I've given onto the chat. When you click, I can see your names here. You can move on to our next slide. Like how you wrote in that, right? Like that, you can have your shapes, your text, something like sticky notes, all different shapes that you can have. I can see Padma ma'am has joined. Okay, if I want to start a poll, right? How was How was today's session? Okay, if I'm going to ask a question like this, good or not good, something. What kind of response you want? Okay. So if you then start, if you want it to be anonymous, you can have it anonymous. Or if you want to know the only one person is joined, I don't know others are not joined. Now, like Padma ma'am is the only person who has joined, so she can click anything and I will know the response here. In Zoom, she can see to it, right?
Yeah. So it can be open-ended question also, or we just say yes both ways.
Any kind of question you can have. Like you can select a random user to answer some question. You can have timer inside this. Like you can. So I'm publishing the code, and it's like a true or false or choice or typed responses open-ended question. Like as nobody responded, there's no answer. Otherwise, I get my pooling answers here itself. This environment is very very good.
So here I have just written, I mean, like what I said, without, I mean, like not like a yes no thing for good or bad. So I just wrote excellent, like not as
Ah,
option one, option two, yeah.
yeah. So this is not pulling results. You can show it here. I think Geeta ma'am is also joined. All right. So now moving back like that, we have got so many features, and also in Edmodo. Edmodo is to connect all people, right? Uh, that's also a good tool. Edmodo tool. I'm trying to close down the free version. I don't know. Like it happens, right? So Edmodo is a free learning management tool that has classroom content like same way like this. It looks like this, right? And engage, connect, personalize, anytime, anywhere, and project-based learning, right? And you can have different tools like Google Forms. I know everybody use Google Forms for different kind of connections for quizzes and feedbacks, and also using Google Slides. See, I'm using this slide, right? Using this, I can also ask a question, right? I can ask, do you know? I'm using Google Slides. Using Google Slides, I can ask a question, right? Say, for example. Um, I'm presenting this, right? I'm presenting, and I want to ask you a question to the audience. Start. Anyone? And if I'm going to share this link with you, I'm going to share this slides link with you. You can ask a question, and a question will come here. Can you ask a question? I put it onto the chat. That link, if you click on, you can ask a question. So if you're taking in online classes, you also can ask questions. Can one of you ask one question, please? So I can see, I can show to you. It will be like this. Hello. I can also ask anonymously, or I want to ask if I click submit. Alright. Okay. Okay. Ma'am. I hope you should have got the question, right? So, Edmodo, I'll tell you, ma'am. Edmodo, right? So, if I'm finishing asking my question, I can make it off. If it is on, and I ask the question, and I can see the set of question asked by students. If I want to present it, right, I can present it onto the slides. What question one student asks, I can also present it to the slides. I can hide it. Now we made the question off. All right. Hope the session would have been interesting and you would have learned something new. Now let's play a live quiz. Right. So I will give this link. Click on the link, open. Click on the link and open. Give your name. Click the link and open. I think yeah, players are joining in. Only 5 out of 50. Oh, out of 42. Okay, let's start. What is the full form of GCR? Google Classroom, Glass Classroom, Google Classroom. Can you give the answers? Two of you have given the right answer. I can see who's, and others still can join. I'm giving the voting code. You can join. I don't know whose agent is the fastest. Second is Padma ma'am, Preeti, and Vasanti ma'am. Let's move on to the second question. Others could eventually join. Right? Whether the big blue button is a web conferencing tool. Yes, all of them have given the right answer. And who's giving the right answer and who's giving faster will get more points. Fastest is Preeti. I don't know who's in Agent X9. I don't know others. I can see out of 42 only if you are responding. Others are not there here. Right? Whether which whiteboard tool we use today. Is it Google Jamboard or Flipkart or Google Slides? Whiteboard that we've done and we've shared with everyone, right? Yeah, it's Google Jamboard. Only three are playing. Padma ma'am, I don't know who's agent, and then the fourth question. Whether question answer is available in Google Sky. Don't annotate, please. I don't know. Somebody, they keep on doing it. Yeah. Yes, it is available. That's what I showed you. Question answers. Fifth question. Lash is the free learning management tools. I didn't show you the demo, but we had it on the slides. EdTech or Edmodo or EduTech. Yeah, Edmodo. Let's see who's the winner of today's session. I don't know, you have to tell your name. Agent X9 is the winner in today's session. You have to tell your name onto the chat or you can unmute and tell. Alright. What are your today's session? What did you learn? Something new, fruitful session. Thank you. Yes. Alright. So my contact details, you can subscribe to the channel so that you'll be able to see even the session and the for other sessions that we have, and follow us on Instagram and on to LinkedIn so that a further post you'll be able to find it. Thank you all. Over to the organizers. Any question, please?
Any questions from the audience? Any questions from the audience?
Actually, how do we take it forward if we need to learn more of it? How do we do it?
At CIRF, we provide courses on digital tool training, and that you can take it up like 20 hours, something both online, offline, more. If you want to go step by step, by and large, different set of tools, a week course or a 2 week course also could be handled because it's very limited time. Within that time, I just threw what is that. But some of the teachers, they come, they learn by and large. And that's my contact number. You can contact me through WhatsApp or calls. So we'll be able to guide you accordingly. LinkedIn is one of the most predominant place that we work on with. I can share this onto the chat. You can make a note of it. And also you can, for subscribing to YouTube, I've given the link here. And this is our LinkedIn page where different events we put it on. You can follow us. And Instagram, it is @CIRF Chennai. This is our Insta ID. And this is my ID in LinkedIn. And this is company's ID. So you can join to it to know more about. So almost all my events I post it on. You can follow us. And any courses that we come upon, we put it onto this. Any other question?
Any other questions from the audience?
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks so much.
Welcome, welcome, sir.
Thanks for being part of the show and expressing gratitude. On this auspicious first day, it's an intense pleasure to propose you with thanks. I have much to go. Our best taken in the university ICT course. last week's session. Thank you. I take this opportunity to thank the rest of the team this week. I thank Dr.Doreen Robin, I thank the academic staff members for the praise in this program. And I created this company from the next department. I thought the participating in this program is an addition to all I have to say. And I have to say,
Thank you, ma'am. Bye all.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's an interesting and beautiful session. I enjoyed every one of the topics.
Sure. Welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome.